Hello and welcome back to Football PM with me, Cam Vaziri. I hope you're all well. I'm joined with my co-host, uh, Harry Brewer. How are you?
I'm very good, Cameron. Thank you. It's good to be back after 5 years.
How are you
It's
been
gone,
doing? How are you
God,
all doing?
it's gone really quickly. I mean, you know how I'm doing. I've seen you in that 5 year period. We've met outside of football PM.
Oh no, I haven't seen you. This is the first time I've
Uh,
seen you actually. First time I've seen you on in any form. I haven't seen you in about 5 years.
well, I mean that is the case for one of our co-hosts. I haven't
Oh
seen him in about
yes,
5 years, but
yeah. He unfortunately had to resign from this job.
was it allegations or something? Or
Oh no, he just had to resign. He wasn't wasn't up for it anymore, so he had to leave, unfortunately.
yeah,
It was
not
mutual
good enough for
consent. Mutual consent.
not good enough for football PM.
So yeah, how are you all doing? What have you done in the last 5 years?
Uh, been to university, just graduated actually.
I was about to
Um,
mention that. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Only
Uh,
we're recording this early on Saturday morning, so or Friday night, Saturday morning. 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
a couple of days ago, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you'll be graduating soon, I guess, next
One
year.
year,
So
12 months time.
yeah. So let's
I
hope
I
football PM's
I
still going
saw the
along
lovely
then.
photos your dad posted on Facebook.
Thank you, David Brewer, for posting that. We mentioned
Oh,
that you liked it actually.
oh,
I
did
was
you?
surprised.
Oh,
I
lovely.
didn't even know you had him on Facebook.
Oh no, I added him a long time ago. But yeah, your dad just got a nice shout out on the show. I'm sure he'll be very happy with that.
Yeah, he'll be loving that. I'm sure he'll be listening.
He's now famous. Well, yeah, he definitely will be listening. One of our many
Hmm.
fans.
Many millions of fans.
But yeah, I've been. Thank you for asking how I was. I've been doing well. Thank you.
All right, enough
Yeah.
of all of this. Let's start talking about some
Oh no,
football,
I was
shall
just
we?
catching up on people and what life was like before we get into the main thing. But yeah, um, I'm doing well. We'll leave that for another show. But yeah, we've just finished the Premier League season, just gone a few months ago. Um, Club World Cup, come and gone. Chelsea won that. Congratulations. Um, and we're currently in the midst of the Euros, women's Euros, I should say. Final coming up in probably about 48 hours. But we're here to talk about the forthcoming, is that the right word? Forthcoming, upcoming Premier
Yeah,
League
that
season.
works. Yeah.
Both work. Yeah, coming up in what, 3 weeks' time?
Yeah, 3 weeks. It's come around quickly. I mean,
Oh,
I
it
didn't
hasn't.
watch.
Definitely hasn't.
You don't
Um,
think?
no, oh
I mean,
no,
I
definitely.
didn't even watch any of the Club World Cup, and
Oh, I definitely did.
I haven't been missing football this summer, to be honest. I don't know if it's my age catching up on me, but
I do feel old with all these youngsters coming up and coming,
I
15,
know.
16, 17,
I mean,
18
back
years.
when we were last doing this, we were younger than any of the players in the Premier League,
I
and
don't
now
think Lamine Yamal existed in the world of football.
well, he was in the Barca academy, wasn't he? But it's crazy to think that he's what 3 years younger than us.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But
Um,
yeah, nonetheless, should we get straight into it? Sorry, there's something in my eye as we record this. Yeah, should we get straight into it?
straight into it. What 6 minutes in, and we haven't got into it at all yet, but straight
Is it-
into it.
Yeah, so where should we start? Premier League
Well,
season coming up.
we're doing our Premier League predictions today. That's what
Oh
we're going to
yes, I
be doing
should say.
today in
Sorry,
this
there's still
video.
something in my eye. You keep talking.
We'll do our Premier League predictions. So we're going to move from 20th up to first in the Premier League table. Each giving where we think each team's going to finish. Uh, explaining why, talking about some of the transfer business that's been done in the Premier League so far. Um, and then we'll give who we think is going to be the best player in the Premier League and best young player, best manager, and a couple more things like that. Let's not delve too deep into the likes of Fulham and Wolves. No offense to those clubs, they're boring. What have they done so far this summer?
Well, yeah, I don't think the Fulham fans will be happy you just said that, but okay.
Well,
We'll have a
if Jake
quick
Bartram's
we'll,
watching, I apologize.
we'll have
But
a bit of a talk about them, but
we'll talk about Fulham, but we don't really care about Fulham and
we don't
Wolves.
care about them, but we'll have
Let's
a talk.
we'll talk about relegation and we'll talk about the top half of the Premier League in more detail and a little bit about the other clubs like your Fulhams and your Wolveses.
And hopefully on future episodes we'll talk about some other teams more in depth if they do anything more um transfer business like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be plenty more business to be done. The way this transfer window is going so far, it's brilliant this summer. Some great business being done
And for you
already.
Arsenal fans out there, as we speak, as we record, Jokic hasn't been signed yet. So if I do mention him, he's basically signed. So he's in London somewhere. He's in London somewhere. That's all
Taking the
I know.
number 14 shirt, I've heard as well.
He is definitely
That's a
taking that
bold
number
move.
shirt.
All right,
Well,
should we get started? Let's talk about which three clubs we think are going to be relegated this season. Um, so 20th to 18th, Cameron, can you give in that order who you
oh,
think is going to finish there?
I can do. I reckon Burnley will be relegated straight away in 20th
Okay,
place.
in
And
19th.
unfortunately, my good friend, Mr. Pound, who will probably be listening as well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say Sunderland. As much as I'd
Hmm,
love them to stay up in this season, I think they're going to go down.
okay,
And in 18th, controversially, I think Brentford will go down.
interesting. Well, you say controversially.
Would you
I've
like
also
to?
gone Brentford to go down in
Oh,
19th place.
that's actually very funny. We
So
haven't spoken. I don't know a single thing that's happened here, so that's very interesting.
I've gone Burnley 20th, Brentford 19th, and I've actually gone for Leeds in 18th instead of Sunderland. So we've got one little change in our bottom three, but we both think Burnley and Brentford are going to be going down. Um,
You so
so
you
just quickly,
so you think Leeds will go down?
I think so. Burnley and Brentford, we both agree on that. Just quickly, why would you say Brentford are going to go down this
Oh,
year?
um, should we talk about Burnley quickly first? Just have a quick thing about them.
Do what you want. Do what you want.
Then we'll go if we match. Yeah, it'll make sense. So yeah, Burnley they've come up. As we speak, James Trafford is going to join Manchester City. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah. That was just
Um,
today, I
he'll
think.
he'll be joining Manchester City. And they've lost one of their key centre backs, CJ Egan Riley, as well. So they've lost basically two-thirds of their triangle in the defence. So just don't think they can going to be able to defend as well, or their replacements. And it's Burnley. They come up, they're a yo-yo club. They go up and down, and they haven't made any signings of note apart from probably Kyle Walker. I don't know if you
Yeah,
agree.
Kyle Walker's an interesting one because just a couple of years ago he was sort of starting for one of the best clubs in the world, and now he's joined a relegation battling side for £5 million. It's quite a quick drop off, and probably a lot of that is down to he's not as fast as he used to be. And is he a great player without his pace now? I guess we'll see this season. But I think Burnley, we've seen it before. They've been promoted a couple of years ago under Vincent Kompany, made a lot of signings. I mean, they've made a lot of signings this season as well. I'm
Mm.
just looking now. I think they've brought in 10 players. But I don't think any of those names are going to be
Uh,
keeping them up in the
Another
Premier League
key
this year.
signing, Marcus Edwards from Sporting, and I don't think he's going to
I
really
mean,
help them
he was there on loan towards the end of
last
last
season.
season as well. So they made
Different
that one
league though.
permanent.
Yeah.
But I mean, under Sean Dyche, they were a real stalwart of the Premier League. They used to, I mean, they qualified for the Europa League, I think in 2018. But since Dyche has left, they have been a yo-yo club. You're right,
Yeah.
and I can't see anything other than another Burnley relegation this year.
And let's talk about Brentford because we both had them. We'll talk about Sunderland when you mentioned them, obviously. Brentford, well, they just changed their manager. Thomas Frank has left. They've got set piece coaching. They haven't made any signings of note apart from Henderson, Queven, Kelleher. Which I don't think are that good. They've lost a few key players in Buemo, the big one, to Manchester United. Norgard, their captain leader, to another London club. in Arsenal. And yeah, I don't really see how they're going to survive if they don't replace those big names. I don't think Henderson is meant to be the Norgard replacement as a leader, as a captain, but I just don't see how he's going to really suit the Keith Andrews style of football because no one really knows what sort of football he plays. And I think they played a pre-season friendly just today or yesterday, and they drew 1-1 to Gil Vicente from
Never
Portugal,
heard of that club.
and they're Portuguese. And
Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
weird one with Brentford because I feel like a lot of people are writing them off to go down this year. Um, but we don't know what we're going to get because Keith Andrews is a very inexperienced manager. He could do well, like we saw with
You mean he's an
Gary
experienced coach?
O'Neill.
He's more of an experienced coach than a manager. I think
He's an
you're trying to.
inexperienced manager, is what
Oh,
I'm
sorry,
saying.
sorry. Yeah,
We've seen with Gary O'Neill, he never managed before, and he went to Bournemouth and did well. So it can work out, but I just think along with all the departures they've had so far, they lost the goalkeeper, Fleck and Burmo, Norgard, might lose Wisser as well. So they've lost a lot of the key players in their team. And I mean, what is Brentford without Thomas Frank? They've never been in the Premier League without Thomas Frank.
Irish.
And
That's
I
what they
think
are. They're Irish.
he does. They're what?
They're Irish.
Brentford, they're English.
No, they're Irish because their manager's Irish because they were Danish. Now they're Irish.
Oh, right. Well, I don't know about that, but I mean, would they even win the League of Ireland this year? I don't know. I don't think so. I think they're really going to struggle without the confidence that Thomas Frank used to instill in the team. So I think they're going to
We
go down.
Yeah, we're going to we do these predictions, but we'll probably won't be right at the end of the season when we review them. So yeah, let's move
Well,
on.
speak for
Um,
yourself. Speak for yourself.
so you we'll get onto Sunderland when Harry mentions them. So who do you have in 16th, 15th to 17th?
17th, I've gone Fulham, 16th, Sunderland, and 15th, Wolves. How about you?
I've gone West Ham in 15th, Fulham in 16th, and Leeds in 17th.
So why have you got Leeds to stay up ahead of
I
Sunderland?
think the signings they've made and the players they've got, the manager they've got, they are a strong Premier League outfit. They're a good side. They're a big club. They'll be one of the biggest clubs in the Premier League in terms of the mid-table section. They've signed a good Sean Longstaff and from Newcastle and Lucas and Mecha from Wolfsburg. I think they're very good signings, very strong. Um, and yeah, I just see them staying up just by the whisker. And I'm just looking forward to the derby against Manchester United with next season.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I'm looking forward to that after watching Man United this previous season.
Would you
But
like to?
what is it
Why do you
about
think?
Sunderland that
Why do you think you? Why do you think Leeds will go down?
well, it's less why I think Leeds will go down, and I just think it's more of why Sunderland will stay up. They've made some great signings so far. Simon Adingra and Enzo Lefebvre on a permanent.
Yeah,
Um, Habib Diarra is a player that's rated very highly from the French league. They brought in for 30 million. I think it's better business than what Leeds have done. And again, Leeds are they're a bit like Burnley. They're a good club, but that they are a yo-yo club. We've seen it in recent years, Leeds going down. Uh, and I think Sunderland, having been a lot longer since they were last in the Premier League, they're going to have a lot of desire and passion to stay up. And I think they're going to have a campaign similar to what we saw from Luton a couple of years ago,
mm.
where they're a real fan favorite team amongst neutrals. But I think they're going to have the quality to stay up, unlike Luton. I don't think Leeds will quite have that.
Don't get me wrong. I'd love to see Sunderland stay in the Premier League, but it's just really difficult to predict the relegation. I would love if I were to put someone else, I would probably go with you, and I have same relegation as you, to be honest, if I
Mm.
could. But I just thought Sunderland. I just don't see them staying up in the league. I just don't know. I want them to stay in the league. so badly, but just don't think they have
Mm.
the capabilities to do so, especially with a manager who's never been in this league before. And with the players they've got, they don't have very experienced Premier League players.
I don't know.
So yeah,
I don't think that matters. I think Sunderland are going to have a really impressive season. Um, and they've still got probably some more money to spend as well. I think
so yeah, who
they
did you
got
say?
32 million off Joe Bellingham.
Very true. So who did you have in 17? Sorry, did you say?
Got Fulham in 17th. They haven't signed anyone
Fulham.
yet this year.
I've
I'm
got
looking
them in
at.
six. Yeah, I've got them in 16. So we'll talk. We won't
Yeah,
really dwell on them too much. We can't really say about them. They had a decent season last season. They finished what? They finished in. I
they
believe they
came
finished
11th
11th.
last year.
Um,
Um, the
yeah,
squad hasn't really changed, but unless they make some real signings, I think they're going to struggle. I think they're going
yeah.
to
No.
regress. I mean, I've heard that they're linked with re-signing João Palhinha from Bayern Munich, which would be a
They
great signing
they
if they
want
can
to
pull that
re they
off.
want to get Reece Nelson back from Arsenal as well on loan again. So,
Yeah,
but
I'm
they're
not
not
sure
really
about that
they're
one.
not statement signings. But
I mean,
yeah,
yeah, you see all these the clubs around them, like yeah, even your Everton's signing Tierno Barry from Villarreal
we'll get onto them.
spending money.
We'll get onto them.
West Ham
Um,
signed that left back for big money from the French league that's highly rated. Um, I just don't think Fulham have done enough so far in this window, and they could change. They could make some big signings, but at the moment, I mean, they're just a boring club a little bit as well. I wouldn't mind if they
hmm.
went down, to be honest. They've been in the Premier League for long
I
enough
don't
now.
think they'll go down because they've got a decent manager in Marco Silva, but they're just. We'll talk about them in a future episode if they make any more sense, but I just don't see them doing amazingly well. Um, yeah, I don't really have
All
them.
right, so
So,
let's talk about 11th to 14th. Go through
oh,
your list. Who have you
sorry,
predicted
do
11th to
it,
14th?
you said you had Sunderland 16th, right? You had Sunderland 16th,
Yeah, yeah.
and 15th you had
Wolves.
Wolves. We'll come on to them in very, very shortly. 10th to 14th, you said. I've got Brighton in. I'll go from bottom. Wolves in 14th, Everton in 13th, Man U in at 12th, Spurs in 11th, and Brighton in 10th.
I mean, Man United not going to come 12th. This is ridiculous. I know we've had a bad season,
Oh,
but I mean, Spurs in 11th is ridiculous as well. This is
but
not going to continue. Look at the money being spent by these clubs.
hang on, we'll get on to them in a
It's not gonna
moment.
happen. It's not gonna happen.
We'll get on to them in a minute. It's a very competitive league. Don't
It's not
forget, we've
gonna.
got
It's
so
not
many.
even.
All right, calm down, calm down.
All right. Well,
Let's
I'll
talk
give you
about
my.
Wolves. Let's talk about
I'll
Wolves.
give you
Oh,
my
sorry,
10th to
yes.
14th.
Well, then we'll talk about Wolves after.
I've gone Everton in 14th, Bournemouth in 13th, Forest in 12th,
Oh wow.
Palace in 11th,
Oh
and
wow.
Aston Villa in 10th.
Oh, very controversial.
Um, why is that
Oh,
controversial? I don't see that being controversial.
we'll come on to that.
No,
But should we
tell me
talk
why
about?
it's controversial. Tell me now.
Oh, you want to know now? Uh, it's a really good manager. I don't think they'll finish that low because they've got some
What team's
decent
that?
Aston Villa.
Villa. 10th isn't bad for Villa. I mean, you look at
Uh,
where Villa have been a few years ago under Steven Gerrard. I
very
mean,
true.
they did well. They had a good end to the season, coming sixth, but they've haven't got Rashford and Asensio now that they had on loan towards the end of last season.
Again, they haven't made
Um,
many signings of
no,
note.
they see they're looking a bit light in the forward areas. Apart from Ollie, they've got Ollie Watkins up front, but
He might go to Man
um,
U, apparently.
well, I don't think that's going to happen. But like, I know they've got Watkins and Rogers, but beyond that, they haven't got too many attacking options at the moment. And I know they're having PSR issues, so I don't know how many more signings they're going to be making. I think they are going to drop off a little bit this season.
Let's talk about Wolves
Apologies
as
to
we
any Villa
let's,
fans
let's
listening
talk about
or
Wolves
that
very
either.
quickly. I had them in 14th, and you had them in 13th, I think.
I had them in 15th. Yeah,
15th.
I mean, haven't got too much to say about
Sorry.
Wolves.
Yeah, they've lost Cunha. They were all right with when they didn't have Cunha last season when he was suspended for a long period of time. They've got a good manager. who they've signed Stan Larson permanently, and
Yeah,
they've lost Ike Nuri, but I don't think that'll be a problem because they can cope with the manager will be able to cope with that. So I think they'll have a decent season. They'll finish mid-table.
yeah, I'm sort of in agreement. I wouldn't say mid-table. I think they might be sort of flirting with relegation for large portions of the season, but they do seem to always lose quite a lot of players, Wolves, and they always seem to be fine in the Premier League. Um, I'm sure that they'll spend some more money with what they got from Cunha and Aït-Nouri.
Hmm.
And I think they've got a really good manager, and he connects with the fans as well, which is you don't always see that with foreign managers, but he does really well. I've seen him goes to Weatherspoons after the game, meets with all the fans in there,
I like him. I like
and
Vitor Pereira. A lovely
yeah,
man.
Vitor Pereira, he's a good lad, I think, and I think he'll keep them up again.
So in 13th, did you mention Everton in your top 10 to 15,
Yeah,
14th?
Everton 14th.
I had them
Um,
in 13th.
I think they've made a good signing, as I mentioned earlier, with Tierno Barry, a good young striker. Um,
They signed Alcaraz permanently as well.
yeah, and I think yeah, David Moyes he's good, but do I think he's a manager to take them on that next step back into the top half and pushing for Europe? I don't think so. Um, they're going to have the new stadium as well.
I was
Could be a
actually
good
going to,
thing, could be a
I was,
bad
I
thing,
was
because
actually going to mention that.
obviously Goodison Park has in recent years sort of been the thing that's kept Everton in the Premier League. And it doesn't always work out moving to a new stadium.
Yeah, I
So
was going to mention.
I don't think they're going to sort of
Hmm,
push on this year, but I think 14th is a fair enough prediction for them.
they definitely won't. They surely can't go and that fight relegation for a third year in a row. There's no way they can do that. But yeah, the new stadium could have a bit of an effect on them early part of the season. By the time they get used to their surroundings and where they're playing, it's hard. They haven't. The only major sign they've made is that striker replacing Calvert-Lewin, who who was released. I don't know why he's not on
Mm.
our list there. Not a clue. Um, they'll
So
have
sort of
hmm,
moving up the table.
who
Who did you go
Everton.
for? And who did you go? No, I was
I
just
was,
going to say
I
who
was
was your 12th and 11th again?
Spurs and United.
Right, that's ridiculous. Why do you think Spurs and United? I mean, you've seen the sorts of signings that are being made in Burmo, Cunha, two of the best players in the Premier League last season. Spurs have brought in Kudus for £55 million. They've got Thomas Frank, we were raving about him a minute ago, new manager.
Yeah,
They've got
yeah.
Tell in on a permanent. They're looking at bringing in Gibbs White. Why do you think Spurs will be bottom half?
Gosh, it's not that bad. 11th and 12th. I haven't put them near the relegation zone. I could have put them relegated, to be honest, after last season.
European
Uh,
finalists. That's more than what Arsenal got to last season.
well, somehow they both got to the final, some by some fluke. Well, I've put Man U 12th because I just think they'll have a similar season to last season, but a little bit better after signing Embuemo and Cunha. Until they sign a goalkeeper, if we were to do this in about, I don't know, 4 weeks' time, maybe I would have a different opinion. Till they sign a goalkeeper and a striker, I just don't see how they can push up the table because people will just work them out. Ruben Amorim's system is very, what's the word? It's very workoutable. Is that a word? Um,
Mm.
it's just, um, it's just the way they play their game. Amarin just come. He's had a preseason. I don't know if I haven't been really following all the teams in preseason. I don't know if they've had a good preseason or not. You can probably tell me on that. Have it?
Well,
Have you?
we played a game against Leeds, which was 0-0,
Oh yes, I
but
saw that. You're in the
that
Premier League
was
series that starts this weekend as well.
yeah.
I
I mean,
just,
a new goalkeeper's needed at Man United, that's for sure, and a new striker. But a new goalkeeper's going to be brought in. That they're looking at
Emi
Emi
Martinez.
Martinez. They looked at him. Probably not going to be able to do that one realistically.
But at the
But
moment, I just can't see Manchester United going any higher than, I just don't see them getting out the bottom half of the table. I'm being quite nice to them, putting them 12th.
well,
And
I know what you mean. It's coming off a poor season,
and also I just don't know
admittedly,
how
but
he's going to play Mbuemo and Cunha in the front line with, especially when a new. It's very difficult to work out what he's going to do up front. It's
well,
very
I'd love to
difficult.
tell you all about that, but maybe that's for another
We'll say
video.
that for and Tottenham. Well, it's Tottenham, isn't it? Um, Spursy, isn't it? Um,
Well, I'm interested to see what teams you've put above Spurs and United in eighth to tenth, if you'd like
well,
to
yeah.
tell us.
Well, I want to talk about we want to talk about Spurs though first. I didn't
You
mention.
got
I
more to
didn't.
say about Spurs?
Oh yeah, I was just saying. Haven't really made anyone of note apart from Kudus. But again, I don't know unless Son leaves. If Son leaves, then they definitely will struggle because I think there's rumors about Son going to America. I don't know. If he leaves, and he's definitely going to be very.
I mean, I wasn't a big
Uh,
fan of
hmm.
Spurs under Ange in the last couple of years, but I think now they've brought in Thomas Frank, who's a really good coach. Um, I think he's going to implement new ideas on the team. They've actually got a really good squad, I think, to be honest. I think they're going to do quite well this season. I think they're going to bounce
Yes,
back.
but it's Tottenham and the players. It's going to be hard for Thomas Frank to adapt with new players around him, like with his with his implement his tactics. The players, different style of players. He had at Brentford. Brentford is they had a bit of a project going when he left. And Tottenham, where are they going? Which route are they going
Well,
down?
I mean, they've just won a European trophy. They're in the Champions League now.
Yeah, but
They've won
they'll
more than
probably
Arsenal
be
in recent years.
they'll probably not make the top 24 in the Champions League. Let's be honest. If they go based off last season, because there's some very good European teams out there.
I think a manager can change everything. I think we've seen it before at many clubs. I'll be
Hmm.
surprised if Spurs finish in the bottom half. Um, Go on then, 10th to 8th.
I'll I had well I said I said I had Brighton in 10th, didn't I?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, go on then. The
Yeah.
next couple clubs.
In ninth I've got Nottingham Forest, and in eighth I've got Bournemouth.
Bournemouth and 8th is an interesting one. I put them in 13th.
Yes,
They've
I
lost Dean
just
House and Milos Kerkez. Why do you think they're going to come 8th this year?
I just feel like they were doing well last season towards the back end. I know they lost some key players, but Howson came in quite late, and they were doing well without him as well in the back line. And
Hmm.
I just feel like the manager's very, very good. He's Spanish. He knows the game. There's some good Spanish managers in the Premier League. Let's not forget, who've come from the
Unai
same
Emery,
Arteta, Guardiola.
so
Um,
Arteta.
I mean, they all come from the same region. They've got the same sort of tactics and
Well,
implemented.
here's an issue for you with Bournemouth. Do you think that Andoni Iraola could leave the club if they have any more success? Is he going to be pinched by a bigger club?
Probably, I think regardless, this will be his last season at Bournemouth.
Hmm. I think he's on the verge of a big move. And if a manager goes towards the start of the season, he's going to be on the radar of many clubs. And I think that could spell bad news for Bournemouth.
Mm. They've
I don't
signed a
think we're going
very,
to see them in the
they've signed
top
a
half
good,
next season.
they've signed a good keeper in Georgi Petrovic as well from Chelsea. From what I remember watching him at Chelsea, he was very good, very decent.
Yeah, it's a good signing. It's a good signing. But I mean, Dean Howson at centre back was one of the best defenders in the Premier League last
Mm.
season. So they're going to need a good replacement there.
And they've signed Trippier in place of Milo Kerkesh as well at left
Yeah.
back. But I feel like they'll have a decent season. They'll finish just outside Europe because if they were to get Europe, then I think Iraola would stay. If he goes, then if they don't, I think he'll definitely go. But
Mm.
I think he's a good manager. He knows his team. He's got his ideas. They were doing very well last season. They were beating some of the big clubs. They gave Liverpool a run for their money. They beat City and Arsenal. They'll have a decent. They'll have a good. They'll finish top half for sure. If it's not eighth, they'll finish ninth or 10th.
Well, the team I think is going to finish ninth and have a lot better season than last season is West Ham. I
Oh
know you put
wow.
them a lot further down in your league table, but under Graham Potter, I think they're gonna turn it around this year. They've made two fullback signings already. Walker Peters, I think, is a really good player to compete with Wan-Bissaka, and the new El Hadji Diouf. It's a familiar name for Premier League football fans. but there's
Um,
another one now. He's a left back, signing from Slavia Prague for 19 million pounds.
I've been
Um,
there. I've
but
been to that stadium.
my my point is with West Ham is that Graham Potter, we've seen it before with Brighton. He coaches teams into the top half of the Premier League that you wouldn't expect to be there.
Mm,
He gets a really good style of football being played. I think West Ham did improve towards the end of last season, and I think they're gonna really kick on next year and
mm.
finish in the top half.
Obviously, West Ham in 15th. It's just I just find it really hard to predict where to put West Ham because one year they're very good, and the next season they're very bad, and then one season they get
Well,
rid of their
they've been very
manager.
bad last season, so that means they're gonna be very good this season.
Like it's very they were in Europe for a few years. They won the Conference League, of course. Then they lost Declan Rice. They've lost another few players, Kudus. They've lost Kufau, who's another key player, who was a key player under David Moyes. It's just so hard to predict where they are and where they go. It's one of
Mm.
those, but I really hope for Graham Potter's sake, I hope they do. I hope they do amazingly well because he's a decent manager and I like him.
Big fan of
But
Graham.
let's just hope they don't go down because it'd be sad if they went down. But West Ham, the signings, they need to make a few more signings, I think. And we don't know what's going to happen with Mikel Antonio either. So I don't know if he's staying or leaving.
Yeah, they
But
need a striker, don't they,
hmm,
really? I mean, Evan Ferguson didn't work out there
and he's gone to
towards the end of last
Roma.
season. Yeah, he's gone, left the Premier League.
Now, before we get on to our top seven, we'll have a short break and we'll be back after the break and we'll talk about our top seven and the other few clubs we haven't mentioned yet.
Welcome back to the second part of the show. Now, Cameron, seventh to fifth, what have you gone for?
Well, in seventh place, I've got last year's FA Cup winners, Crystal Palace. Uh, in sixth, I've got Newcastle. And in fifth, I've got Aston Villa.
All right, straight away, I've just got to say, Palace. Why do you think they'll be seventh? What have they done that's made you think they're gonna make that step up?
They won the FA Cup. They've got a very good manager who knows how to win things and be top of the table, top half of the table, I should not top of the table. Um, and yeah, I just feel they've got a good squad. As long as they don't lose all their key players, I think they will be decent and that they'll be able to fluctuate between Europe and the league. Because I think Glasner's done it before, obviously with in Germany, so he'll be able to organize what to do and how to program them and train them so they don't get overloaded. So
Do you
yeah,
think they'll still be able to get a top seven finish if they lose the likes of Eze and Mateta?
oh definitely because they'll definitely use the money to good use because I think Eze's probably going to go to Arsenal. I would
What about
think,
Mark Gahey? Mark
and
Gahey's
he'll
looking like
probably
linked with Liverpool,
Liverpool. Yeah.
Newcastle. You really think that they're going to be able to bounce back from this? I think these are key players in their squad that they'll struggle to replace.
But also, it depends who they sign because it's very hard to say now who they're going to replace. If they replaced Eze with Mbappe, then obviously yes. For
It's not
example,
going to happen though, is it? We're talking about Crystal Palace here. I don't think
I,
it's going to happen.
I mean, like that type of player. If they signed, I don't know, a Doku, for example, just for example, someone like that, his that sort of
Mm.
level. You know where I'm coming from. That sort of quality. I'm not saying Doku will go, but that sort of player, definitely, they will have a good chance. Where did you have Palace?
Well, I put them in 11th, which I think that
Oh
would
yeah,
be quite a good season for them. Um,
yeah. They'll
they
probably
finished
finish
12th
around.
last year. That would be a step up. They always seem to finish 12th, but
They'll be between seventh and 12th. They'll be in that portion of the table. I don't think they'll be any higher or any lower. They'll be
But I
in
think
that
that would be
portion.
I think that would be a good season for them if that happens because
Hmm,
especially you talk about Mark Gahey, he's a England international established
hmm.
centre back. They're probably going to lose him. Probably going to lose Eze. So I think it'll be really impressive if they can finish seventh. I don't think it's going to happen, mate. It's not going to happen.
Well, we'll wait and see. But they definitely won't go down, and they definitely won't finish solo. They'll be in that mid-table park like they usually are. Um, so who else did we haven't mentioned? Did we mention eighth and ninth? Yes, we did mention eighth and ninth, did we?
So you went Palace in seventh. You went
I
Newcastle sixth.
I did.
Why do you think that they'll fall back a little bit this season?
I just have a weird feeling. Well, we heard the rumors that Isak now wanted to leave the club, but I don't think that'll have a major effect on it if they signed someone as decent like a Sesko, like they're interested in. He will be that sort of guy he puts the same numbers up, I guess. He's a good goal scorer. He's an aerial threat as well, tall like Isak. They have signed Elanga, sorry. Um, and he's very good. He's very good. He's a very good football player. And and they'll be able to balance. They're in Champions League. They're Champions League or Europa League?
They're in the Champions League.
Champions
But
League, yes.
so if this is all good, why are they so low down for you in sixth place?
I just think the teams I've put above them are just that little bit better than them.
Villa. Why are Villa better than Newcastle next season?
It's that part of the table is very hard to predict because
Mm,
obviously depends if we're gonna get fifth place again next season. Obviously, and you see who's fighting for what teams will want to be fighting. It's just really hard. It's not like I put Villa first and Newcastle 13th or 14th. They're quite close.
mm,
I could have put them the other way around, to be honest. But I've just gone, let's just luck of the draw and put Newcastle in sixth and Villa in fifth, to be honest.
mm.
But they're both as decent. If they lose key players, they'll probably be. They've got good manage. Both teams have got good managers. They know what to do. If they lose key players, they'll buy similar quality players or a little bit worse, but that sort of type of style of player. But I still think they'll be in that part of the table in European places because even if they're in Europe and it could affect them, especially Aston Villa because I'll be playing Thursday, Sunday. Unai Emery's done it before. He's won the Europa League before. He knows what he's doing. He's got the players. He knows he's been there, what, 2, 3 years now. He knows what he's doing. Eddie Howe got the experience in the Champions League. He also knows what he's doing. He's a proven manager. He's won a trophy now. And I'm not gonna put them in the relegation zone. I'm not gonna put them lower than that. That's where I think they'll finish because it's every season now it's very hard to predict that part of the table because there's so many good teams in the Premier League now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't think anyone was suggesting to put Newcastle in the relegation zone, but I think Villa are going to struggle. They've got PSR issues. They're not going to be able to sign as many players as they like to. Um, I think they're looking light up front. I've mentioned them earlier. I think they're going to come 10th.
Mm.
I've put Spurs in seventh place. I've put
Wow, of
Manchester United in sixth place,
course you have.
which I admit that might be a bit of a stretch. But
Do you want to
we'll come
explain
to
why?
Arsenal. I'm
Do you
sure
want to
you're going to
elaborate?
put Arsenal higher than I think Arsenal are going to finish. So you've got to support your own club in some
Do you
way.
want?
But
Do you
I've
want to
mentioned
start
United earlier. And Burmo, Cunha, Ahmad's going to be fit all
Mm.
season. De Ligt, Martinez. It's a good team
Do
coming
you
along.
actually think if you keep Onana and Hoyland or what's the other guy called Xerxes up top, you can finish as high as that, even with Cunha and Bueno?
Probably not, but I think there's going to be a new goalkeeper signed. Mentioned Martinez probably not going to happen, but there's a young keeper from Belgium that's been linked. Apparently, he's really highly rated.
And could you tell
Um,
us what his name is, please?
no, no, you have to do your own research on that one,
Well, no,
fans.
no, no,
Sorry.
that's why we're here to tell people
It's called.
things.
Is he called Mike Lammers or something?
I can do some Googling while you speak.
Something like that. Something like that. He's got a quite a Belgian name. Apparently, he's a good player. So let's hope that one gets over the line.
Stene
Um,
Lemons, you were right, yes. Roy Antwerp.
yeah. And then up front, another sign needs to be made. But let's have some optimism for the new season for the clubs we support. United sixth place. That'll be a good season. All right. So should we move on to our top five
We didn't talk.
Champions League
We didn't.
spots?
We didn't mention Forest or Brighton because you never. I don't remember you predicting them.
Oh, well, this is what I was saying at the start of the show. Forest and Brighton are they the type of clubs that we've got interest in? Our fans are going to turn
Not
off
well.
if they
Nottingham
heard enough
Forest.
about Forest or Brighton.
Nottingham Forest going to be in Europe for the first time in donkey's years, and Brighton. just Brighton. They're just going about their own business behind the scenes.
Nottingham
But
Forest really get on my nerves that their owner, he's done so many things, but the way that
Evangelos Marinakis,
he's stopped Crystal Palace being in the Europa League. Um, he's blocked the Morgan Gibbs White transfer. I mean, he's just such a egotistical prat. He really gets on
I
my
can
nerves.
you,
The way he,
you're allowed to say naughty word if you like. I'm not gonna do anything for them. I'm not
I don't
gonna.
need to. I don't need to do that. People can see for themselves what he's like. He runs onto the pitch and shouts at refs when decisions haven't gone his way. Like he really needs to get a grip. And I hope every season they have a
Mm.
bad season. Not because it's the club Nottingham Forest, but the owner makes me dislike the club.
As
Um,
we mentioned, Nottingham Forest, I should say, at the time of recording, we don't know. Palace have put in an appeal for their place in the Europa League, and we just don't know at the moment which team is playing in what league at the moment, in what competition. So that will hopefully
well,
be discussed in a future episode.
let's hope for the sake of football that Palace win their appeal because no one wants to see that fat owner get his way.
Anything to say about Brighton and Hove Albion?
I think they'll have a good season, eighth place. I think they've
Mm.
got a really exciting young manager. They've made some good signings. But with Brighton, you don't need to know the names that they're signing. You know they're going to be good players, whoever it is. Um, Yoon Young, they've signed from Daejeon Hana Citizen, probably going to win a Ballon d'Or in the future.
Well,
Uh,
there's some
Diego
good players. They're
Diego
Kuiper as well.
Coppola,
There's some good players. The Kuiper, I've heard good things about him. The
they
left
have
back,
made some
he's a
good
very.
signings.
They have.
They've got Tommy Watson scored the winner in the playoff
Mm.
final,
They have lost
and
Estupinian and João Pedro, which are two key players for them. But I don't think that'll be a major fit. It's Brighton. They get rid of players. They bring youth talent in. I've been.
yeah,
I, I
they'll have
go.
a
I basically live there most half my time. It's a lovely place to be. There's a lovely club.
oh great. That means that because you live there
Oh
half the
no, no.
time, is that
I was
gonna
getting. I was
inform
getting.
you more than anyone else?
I was getting to my point. It's a lovely fan base they've got. They don't mind who goes, and they don't get annoyed if a big name goes. As you say, Herzler is a lovely man. He's a lovely manager. He's very good tactically. He's German. The Gegenpress, that sort of. He's a very good manager, and yeah, he's just all around lovely guy. I haven't spoken to him personally, but from what I've seen in person, but lovely human being.
Well, that's good to hear. More Fabian Hurslers in the world then, if you think he's
Hopefully,
so nice.
and he's only 10 years older than us, so yeah.
That is crazy to be honest. That
Because some of his players
he's
are
so
older than
young
him.
and
James Milner is older than his own manager.
he is, and you got to give respect to him. He did a really good first season in charge. Hopefully, he can back that up this season. Who have you gone for in your top five, second to fifth? Go on.
But I've told you who I've got in fifth in Aston Villa, obviously.
All right, keep going
So
then.
right, let's go. I'm going to go third and fourth, and you say third and fourth. Then we'll do our top twos at the same time, so who our champions are. Okay.
Okay, go on,
So
go on.
in third, I've got Chelsea, and in fourth,
Yep.
I've got Manchester City.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to put City down in third or fourth.
Really,
It's not going to happen.
it's
We'll
hard to
come.
predict. So
Well,
hard to predict.
I mean, I've gone Chelsea in fifth actually. I went Newcastle in fourth
Hmm.
and
Who did you
Arsenal in
have?
third.
Who did you have in fifth and sixth?
Chelsea fifth, Manchester United sixth.
Oh, right, of course. Yes, sorry. Yes, yeah. So, do you want to? Should we
Uh,
talk about you had
I
who
mean,
in
I don't
fourth?
want to talk about Chelsea, but we probably should talk about Chelsea. They've just won the Club World Cup. Um,
They honestly, I think
they've
they'll have a
spent
very good season next season. They've signed some very good players. I'm very impressed with them. I'm very impressed with Enzo Maresca. I'm not going to lie.
well, that's interesting because I have sort of a differing opinion of Chelsea. Uh, I think it's just not good to see for football the way how quickly they move on their players.
Hmm.
They seem to sign a whole completely new starting 11, with the exception of one or two players every summer. And there's going to be such a big turnaround again. They've signed Gittins, Pedro, Delap, Esteval already in the front lines. And they want to sign another striker. They they want to sign. They're going to sign another winger. It looks
But
like
I think they're going to sign Hato as well from Ajax.
they're going to sign Xavi Simons.
Apparently, yeah.
Um, and you just don't want to see it. You want to see a bit of continuity in the team. So I'm always sort of rooting for Chelsea to lose since they've had this Todd
No,
Bowley ownership takeover.
but I genuinely think they have a good. They've signed some good. They've got a good manager. Won two trophies now, technically, and I think at the start of the season, because the Club World Cup, they haven't had a massive good break. It will slightly hinder them towards the beginning of the season, up to October, November time. After that, I think they'll just push on and they'll
Mm.
finish comfortably in the top four, and they'll get Champions League. I don't have any issue with that unless they have some drastic issue there. But I think one problem I have with them, they need to change. They need to buy a good goalkeeper. I don't think Robert
Mm.
Sanchez is it.
Well, that's the thing. They seem to change all of the outfield players, but Maresca seems to be happy with Sanchez, and
Yeah,
he's
they need a
obviously a
goalkeeper.
weak link in the team.
They were going to
But
sign
I think
Mike Maignan. They were going to
whenever you
sign
see
Maignan before the Club World Cup, but that never happened.
whenever you see teams move on players this quick, it rarely works. And obviously Chelsea done well winning the Club World Cup, meaningless tournament, but they won it. And
I wouldn't
but
say it's meaningless to
I
every
think they're going
team,
to
but
struggle.
okay.
I think they're going to struggle because of the turnover of the players. Players will be signed and they've already been replaced 5 minutes later, and they'll be not happy about that. And I don't think it makes for a good team ethic.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the Club World Cup is meaningless because loads of teams took that seriously. But each
Well,
their own. Each their own.
each their
Um,
own, each their own.
so that leaves us. We'll come and talk about the City and Arsenal and all that in a minute. So may as well reveal who do we think is going to be our champions. Harry,
Right, you go
I'll
on.
let you.
No,
I'll let no. I'll
you
let
go
you go.
first.
You want me
All
to go
right.
first?
Well, I'm not saying this is because I want this team to win the league or anything, but I think Man City are going to win the league.
Okay. You think they're going to retain their title?
Like, who do you think is going to win it? Don't say Arsenal.
I'm going to have to finally admit my team will win the title after 3 years of finishing second. I think hopefully, well, I definitely think we'll win the league this season with Gyökeres signing, the signings we've made. I think this is our year finally. We'll win the Premier League, and I think Liverpool will finish second. So pray to God that my mob win the title.
You do see this say this every single year. This has been going on. I think every year since we last did football PM, you predicted Arsenal to win the league,
Well, this is
and it's
officially the
never
last.
happened.
Well, this is officially the last year I'll be saying it. This is the last year I'll be saying it, and you can
Right,
clip
here's a
me up.
question for you. I think I've heard you say something like this off camera. If Arsenal don't win a trophy next season, are you still going to be Arteta in?
No, I'll be Arteta out.
Really?
I'm giving him one more season. I've told everyone I know one more season. Otherwise, he's out the window or out the door.
What do you make of him just wanting to sign all of Chelsea's rejects? Madueke, 55 million. He's brought in Kepa this
I think
season.
Madueke is a
Obviously, we've
very
seen it
good signing.
before.
I think Madueke is a
Really?
very good signing. He played. He was very good in Germany and at Holland. I have no issues with that signing, honestly. And Kepa is just a backup goalkeeper. He's not going to start. He's there to cover for Raya. And Zubimendi, from what I saw in pre-season the other day, oh my word, he's what a player, what a midfielder he is. It's about 2 years too late we've signed him. And
Mm.
Norgard, a good squad player, leader. He's there to whenever we need him. And Mosquera again, who we just recently signed, another squad player just there to back up the two centre halves and the best defence in the Premier League for the last 2 seasons. Or yeah, and hopefully Gyökeres and Eze get over the line very soon.
I mean,
If,
I'll give you. You've made some good signings. I think Gyökeres is a good signing. Zubimendi's a good signing. Um,
what do you think
but it's just crazy to.
if Eze joins? What do you think if that were to happen? Do you think that would be a
Yeah, it would
decent
be good,
player?
but it's crazy to think that you're going to finish above Liverpool and Man City because they're streets ahead of you.
I don't think they're straight ahead of us. Wouldn't
They're
go
so
that
far
far.
ahead of you.
Wouldn't
They're
go
so far
that
ahead of
far.
you. I mean, the gap between you and Liverpool towards the end, what was it, 15 points last season?
Yeah, only because
Um,
we had loads of
only
issues.
because you're Arsenal. Yeah,
Uh,
I I, I just don't think the signing Madueke for 55 million. I mean, really, you can't honestly think that's a good signing.
well, Kai Havertz turned out to be a good signing for
No,
65
he
million.
didn't. No, he didn't. He was rubbish.
No, he wasn't. He
He's
definitely
not worth
wasn't.
65 million. You're giving Chelsea all this money,
But
and
not just
you sign
us.
these average players.
Very true. But it, come on, we have to win the title. God, it's been over 20 years since yeah, this is the year. This is the year. This is the year, everyone. This is gonna happen. We will have a trophy above our hands. I will be in tears.
Ah, can't wait for you to give Arteta one more season when he doesn't win a trophy yet again at the end of this season.
And okay, so apart from let's not talk about Arsenal. Shall we talk about Manchester City very
Yeah,
briefly?
I think it'll be close between City and Liverpool. I couldn't really split them, but I had to pick someone. I think City will probably get over the line this year.
Um,
They've let's
mm,
not forget they've won four Premier Leagues in a row up till last season. They had a bad season, um, but they still came third. And I think they've had a bit of a turnover of their squad. They have made some really good signings, and I think Pep Guardiola always thinks of new ways for his side to play.
that's
And
what I
I
was going to
think the
say.
way
Yeah,
this season that he's going to incorporate Tijani Reinders, uh, Rodri, and Ryan Cherky in the midfield, I think it's going to be really interesting. I think it's going to work really
yeah.
well.
Turkey's a good signing from what I saw from the Club World Cup, a few games. But yeah, I just think City. I've only put City fourth because they're in a it's another new project because they've lost De Bruyne and all those players. The they're losing their older players. It's a new project. I just think it's going to take them a season or two to just get back to where they were 2 seasons ago and a few seasons before that. Because
Yeah, I can
I
see what
think
you mean. It's a
that's
transitional
why
period for them,
that's
but
why Guardiola extended this contract and signed what a 3 year deal extension. I think just to put them in a new project, then leave it to the next manager to come in. But I just think they're in a project at the moment, so that's why I've put them fourth. But I wouldn't be surprised if they finish second or third, to be honest. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. I just
hmm.
thought, based off the signings they've made, they haven't made a big signing really, like of name, apart from probably Reinders. Is he going to start?
This is what City do. That they don't sign that they don't sign the big names always. Certainly
Yeah,
the last few years, they signed even like Rodri when he joined. He was someone that wasn't one of the best midfielders of the world at the time. Comes to the club, wins the
yeah,
Ballon d'Or.
definitely.
And this Reinders, Ait Nouri, Cherki, James Trafford they've signed now in goal. I think they'll be the title winners this season. But yeah, it's difficult with Liverpool. Liverpool have made some amazing signings as well. Could go either way, but definitely not Arsenal. You got no chance.
I think probably 90% of people listening and watching would disagree with you there completely. Because Liverpool, Arsenal, and City are the three best teams, and probably Chelsea at the moment are the best teams in that Premier League by far.
Well, I mean, you've been saying this for 5 years, yet to
And
see Arteta win a
well,
trophy.
well, Liverpool, what can we say about them? Um, they've signed some good players, very, very good. Verts, Ekitike, um, Frimpong. They're just signing all the all the players they can, and yeah, they've lost Trent Alexander-Arnold. How they're going to replace him? They've got Frimpong. He's not Trent, but he's Frimpong. So yeah, hopefully they do well. I guess. Hopefully they do well. But it's just not really much to say about Liverpool. They did basically completed it all last season under Arne Slot, who's a very good
Mm.
manager. And maybe the death of Diego Jota will affect them slightly at the start of the season. I don't know. It's happened before with other clubs around the world that when they've lost players like that, but it's hard to see what mind frame they're going to be in at the start of the season. Um, but they've made some very quality, they've made quality signings, and I can see them they'll be challenging for the title again for sure, and they'll be probably challenging on all fronts.
Yeah, I can't see anything else other than a strong season again from Liverpool. He's such a good manager. I mean,
But
there has to be a
what?
correlation at some
Yeah,
point where you realize that less hair means the better manager you are. I mean,
potentially.
at
I,
some point, I think Arteta should just shave his head.
to be honest,
Probably look better than being a
Is
Lego head,
Arne
but
is
maybe it'll make him
Arne
a better
Slot
manager as well.
Arne Slot actually a good manager because he came from Ajax. No one really knew Feyenoord. Sorry, he didn't. No one really knew who he was. He inherited a Klopp side. He didn't really. It's very hard to say if he's a good manager at the moment.
He's
I think
brilliant. He inherited a side that had fallen down to third place in the Premier League that everyone thought was gonna maybe even drop out of the top four, and he won the league by 15 points.
I think he needs to win a few more trophies to cement his place as a good manager, like a proper top quality manager. So a Champions League would be ideal.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant, and I'm
Oh,
sure
don't
he'll
get
show that again this season.
he's very good, but if he wants to get to that level, like Guardiola level, he's got to win more trophies for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so that's our 1 to 20.
I think
Who's
it
your
is.
top scorer? Top scorer,
Yeah, well,
Golden
yeah,
Boot winner in the
wow,
Premier League.
that went quickly, didn't it? The top 20.
I
Well,
don't think it
so
did.
top scorer, I'm gonna have to say Victor Gyökeres. He's gonna sign for Arsenal. We know that, and I just think just be a bit different. New signing, he'll finally score Arsenal goals, and he'll be top scorer. He'll be close. He'll be close with him, Salah, and Haaland, maybe Isak.
Mm. Yeah, I've
But I
gone
think
Haaland. I mean, we're both back in the strikers of the teams we think is going to win the league. Gyökeres, I think he's going to be a really good signing, but I don't think he's going to be Haaland level numbers in his first year.
who knows? Who knows what to expect under? Yeah, and top playmaker or assist maker, if you people like to call it that. Who have you gone for?
I've actually gone for an Arsenal player here. I've gone
Oh,
Bukayo Saka.
oh wow, I wasn't
Um,
expecting that. Okay,
yeah, it's probably not one that I'd normally pick, but when you look at how creative Saka is, how good
oh,
he is with corners, Arsenal centre backs are brilliant at heading them in. And now they've got an actual proper number nine there. I think if Saka stays fit, he's going to be creating a lot for Gyökeres. And you don't actually need that many assists to win the best playmaker award. You've seen
wow,
players win it with 15 a lot of the time. Like
yeah. I've
I
gone
think
with
Saka could easily get 15 league assists.
I've gone with the same as last season, Mo Salah. I think he won it last season, didn't he? Mo Salah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going with Salah. I just think it's Salah, and Salah does what Salah does. So yeah,
yeah. I mean, Salah's always going to be there, but not always been noted for his assists apart from last season. I think Saka would do it. Golden Glove, most clean sheets. Who are you thinking?
I'm going with Raya for a third year in a row. I think he's going to do the hat trick this season. He's going to have a better defensive. Well, he's going to have the same defense, but will be more solid. I think he'll go for the hat trick. I just can't really see who's going to be able to keep more clean sheets than him with the
Hmm.
defenses. I don't know who you've gone for, but yeah.
I've actually gone for James Trafford, new signing at Man City.
Sorry, James, is he going to start for them?
I think he will, yeah. I know they spent 40 million on him. I know it's a bit of a weird shout, but I think with City, I think they'll win the league. I think they're going to have a
Wow,
really solid defense this season. I think Josko Gvardiol and Ruben Diaz are finally going to have
wow,
a really solid partnership at centre back.
wow.
It's not necessarily that James Trafford's the best goalkeeper in the league. I think
Oh
City will
no, no,
just get a
no.
lot of clean sheets.
I
Um,
I think it'll be
and that
rotation with
Leicester.
Ederson and him.
Well, I think Edison's probably going to leave.
No, it's I've heard things. It's going to be Ortega who's going to leave.
Well, if he is rotation, then obviously I don't think he'll win the Golden Glove. But assuming Trafford is the number one goalkeeper for Man City next season, I think he's got a good chance because I think City will be defensively
Yeah.
solid.
Can I ask you if Trafford say isn't the first choice they rotate? Would you have another goalkeeper you have as a potential candidate?
Well, I'd probably say Allison.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think
Yeah, yeah.
the only thing I would say with him is that I don't know how much sort of their defense is going to be. They've lost Trent. I know Trent's not the best defender, but it's still instability in that back line. They probably are going to sign a new centre back, so I think they'll be good defensively. So Allison will be up there as well, I'm sure.
Matt Sells, do you think he'll be up there again?
No,
Matt Sells? No.
no, you can forget that. Forest are not going to be as good this season. All right, we've got
And
to
yeah,
combine it. We've got
that's
best and worst signing of the season.
I think best signing of the season will probably be. I've got two. I'm not quite sure. I've got Embuemo or Vert, so I'm not really sure where we.
Mm.
There's so many. It's very hard to tell. Probably go one of them.
Oh,
One of
I'm
the.
surprised you've gone in Buemo. Respect for that, considering you put United 12th in the league, but
It's
he's going
hard.
to be good.
Yeah, he'll be good. He's yeah.
Well, respect from a United fan for that. I'm actually going to put an Arsenal player as signing of the season,
Oh god.
Victor Gyökeres.
Yeah, I had him originally, but I thought I'll change it so I don't look biased. Really,
Yeah, I mean his numbers speak for themselves. Like he's a
he's a beast.
brilliant signing. I think he's going to score a lot of goals.
Sorry.
But it just begs the question: why did Arteta sign Kai Havertz for 65 million pounds 2 years
Who
ago
knows?
to play as a number nine?
Let's go on to our worst signing of the season or the flop of the season.
I've gone Noni Madueke at Arsenal.
Oh, okay.
I've spoken
Well,
about
okay.
it already, but why would you sign him 55 million pounds? He's an average winger.
I don't really have a flop of the season, to be honest, or the worst signing of the season. Let's just move
Come
on
on,
to this.
you got to pick
I
one.
don't
Come on,
really have one.
oh, you got to pick one. This is part
Liam,
of the game.
okay, I'll go Liam Delap because I think he will be second choice of João Pedro. Liam Delap.
Mm, okay, breakthrough player of the season.
Again, I couldn't really think of a clear player. I've gone Max Dowman at Arsenal. I don't think he'll start anyway, but I've just gone for just a random pick. Why not?
I was looking at this one, and obviously Brighton and Hove Albion always get someone coming through there that you haven't heard of much. They signed a striker this season for 31.7 million pounds. Karolompos Kostelas from
Right.
Olympiakos, 18-year-old Greek striker. He scored 7 goals last season in the Greek Super League. And I've heard a lot of people saying he's a really good striker. Obviously, I've never seen him
Fair
play. I
enough.
don't watch Olympiakos on the regular. But there's been a lot of, I mean, why would you spend 31 million if he wasn't something? I think Brighton, they've lost Evan Ferguson, gone to Roma now. Danny Welbeck's getting older. So there is space there for a new striker to take the realms. And maybe it'll be this guy this season. I mean, Cameron, I know you said in the past about how much you're a fan of Olympiacos you are. You said on this show.
Oh, have I? No, I haven't. Have I? I
You've
don't
been
remember.
saying, well,
Oh, I don't remember anything about Olympiacos, to be
then
honest.
your Olympiacos sporting days must be behind you then. But I think this guy, I think he's one to watch for sure.
But yeah, should we? I'll move on quickly to our next three categories. Manager of the season, I've gone with Arteta.
I've gone
Title
Guardiola.
and player of the season, I've gone with Declan Rice. Why not? Because
I've gone with Rodri.
it's probably going to come from a team that wins the league. It would make sense. And young player of the season, I've gone with Milos Kerkez, who's just about 21. I think he counts.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I wonder how much you'll start with Andy Robertson still being at the club.
Who have you gone for?
Um, so I've gone very Man City heavy. Yeah, I've gone Cherky, young player of the season.
Fair enough. Yeah, it
Started
makes complete sense.
thinking about him
And
as a
yeah,
player of the season. He's up there with Gyökeres, but definitely a young. He's gonna be good this season. He's gonna get a lot of goals and assists, I think.
and in and finally, before we finish, um, we'll talk about our cup winners and tournament winners in Champion or Europe in future episodes when we actually talk about those competitions. So our first episode, we'll talk about who we think will win those competitions respectively. I think that would make fair, so it makes more sense rather than doing it in
Yeah,
this video.
I mean it's always difficult to predict a cup, really. It's not easy to because
Mm,
it's the luck of the draw comes into it. But
definitely.
Champions League is a good one to predict, I think.
But we'll come on to FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and the European competitions in a few weeks' time when we do more in-depth analysis of those tournaments and what we expect, what we see to expect from those tournaments. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps us up. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed today's first episode after our long-awaited return. And yeah, I've enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the upcoming season. So yeah, look forward to being back soon. So yeah, hopefully there'll be more episodes in the future, and Yeah, I don't know if you have anything to say.
Nick Harris, if you want to return, you know where we are.
Definitely. But yeah, without further ado, I guess that wraps up proceedings on today's episode. So it's a goodbye from me. Goodbye.
Oh, am I supposed to say goodbye now?
Oh yeah, you were meant to say. I don't know why there was a pause there. You were meant to say
Goodbye.
goodbye. Yeah, goodbye.